Mccoist wants a new Rangers manager. Who's it going to be? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Fog Football. We're out here in the wilderness talking about Rangers, and it feels like Rangers managers are always left out in the wilderness, right? But this time around, there could be a wee transfer budget, couldn't there? I say like no Rangers manager recently's been backed. I mean, let's be honest, folks. We can sit here and grate. I mean, still spend more than the rest of the league, apart from Celtic, so in my opinion there's actually no excuses to be dropping points and getting beat 3-0 at bounce at Ibrox and things like that. So, see that logic? I don't like using it. I think it's actually quite pathetic, rather pathetic. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to Mccoist, because he's been talking about this 49ers deal, and he's also been talking about who he would like to actually take over at Rangers Football Club. And to be honest, the rumours are, I say the rumours, this apparently he would try and wrestle away, right, Frank Lampard for Coventry City. What? Now, the Chelsea legend was interviewed for the Ibrox gig after Beale was sacked. He eventually lost it to Clermont. So, here, well, a few people lost it to Clermont, right? And the reality is, just because you lost it to a guy that was an absolute flop at Rangers doesn't mean you'll automatically be worse than him. But I think we've got to aim higher. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I don't want Rafa Benitez, right? It's like we're talking about a guy that's won league titles, Champions Leagues for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? How do you go for that to Frank Lampard? You know, to me, the only thing that Frank Lampard has done of note, right, in his managerial career, is work wonders with a Chelsea team that was under a transfer embargo. That is it. I mean, he's good with young talent, I'll give him that. But, you know, is that the end all and be all for Frank Lampard? Anyway, this is what Mccoist said about Lampard. Rangers should have gone for Frank Lampard before he went to Coventry. I've said this for a while, and I think he could have been like Steven Gerrard in the way they come to the club with a hunger to succeed, as I always felt he was overly criticised for some of the results of his previous jobs. He has looked to have found his feet. I must admit, Barry Ferguson's appointment surprised me. I thought it was left field. I'm a Rangers supporter and I want the boys to do well, but it surprised me, alongside the rest of the supporters. Although that doesn't mean we're not all behind him. I wasn't surprised about Clermont losing the job. I get it, personally. I thought he might have a chance due to the European results, but I can see why you'd get the sack off the back of Queen's Park Motherwell defeats. They're so far for Celtic in the league, and at the Cup domestically they haven't been good enough. I wasn't surprised, and I'll never say I'm pleased to see a manager get fired, but I wasn't disappointed. End of quote. Well, not for me to defend Philip Clermont, folks, but he wasn't the one that lost to Motherwell. That was Barry Ferguson. So, but you know, I don't know why Mccoist is greeting about, oh, Barry, why's Barry get the job? It's interim, man. Who cares? You know what I mean? I would much rather get an interim to the end of the season, right? Instead of bringing in the new manager a couple of weeks ago and dealing with an absolute job squad group of players and his confidence already being dented in his record, you know, against Celtic, his European record, his everything, man, out the window, out the door. I wanted just a clean slate in the summer. We haven't had that since Gerrard, man, and that's what I want. You know, that is absolutely what I want at the end of the day. But for me, Frank Lampard, no. I mean, I know Mccoist is hitting at the fact, well, we could have got him before he went to Coventry. We're just not the sort of club that's going to, well, I mean, I guess you could say with the 49er money, I don't know, but I mean, if we're going to go to a club and buy out a manager's contract, I would just want it to be a much better manager than Frank Lampard. Now, Mccoist did go on to say, and I quote, as far as other candidates go, Steven Gerrard coming back wouldn't disappoint me. He knows the club well and has a point to prove. There's talk of Rafa Benitez and Derek McInnes. Derek knows the club well and I'll be happy with him. The ship may have sailed for him though. And guarantee you though, with the new owners coming in, the Rangers job will be heavily sought after, and hopefully they can take the right man in to take them forward. End of quote. Well, yeah, that is it. Obviously, it's pretty depressing times right now as a Rangers fan, but I think there is a lot of hope for the future with this 49ers deal. Looks like it's pretty much inevitable that it's going to happen, but you've just got to get the manager right. You know what I mean? Get the manager right and get some signings right. You know what I mean? And back him. But you know, it's like you look at the Rangers squad. It's just a mismanagement of signings and, you know, signing players that are just unable / just not capable to play in Scottish football. We've got a bunch of players that thrive running into space, and what have you not got domestically, folks? Space. It's just pathetic. It really, really is pathetic. But then, people use that logic about the space thing. It's like, we turn up against Celtic. Do we turn up against Celtic? People forget we won one game 3-0. All right, we drew 3 each in the cup and lost on penalties. Then we lost 3-0 at Parkhead. Then every other game before that we were losing. Yeah, they were close, but can I be honest? How many times did we all sit here in the match reactions and refuse and claim, we turned up against them? How many times did we not fucking turn up against them? You know what I mean? I think people are just, it's almost like losing to Queen's Park. The amount of losses and draws away from home in the league this season, and losing against St Mirren and Motherwell, have made people suddenly think that Rangers were absolutely fantastic against Celtic. We've beat them once in the last God knows how many attempts, man. It's pathetic. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's the fucking bee's knees. Are we better against an open team like Celtic? And Europe's proved that. You could argue that, but in terms of Celtic themselves, no, I'm sick of that argument. And you know what? I don't care if we're signing players that are better with space. Well, you know what? You fucking adapt. It's Glasgow Rangers, you know what I mean? If you're better at playing one way, well, you're fucking with us now, you know what I mean? You're not playing in the Diddy leagues. That goes for every single player that's joined. If you can't play into space, then you need to fucking adapt and change it. You know what I mean? Like, it is literally as simple as that. You've got a massive opportunity here to win titles, to win cups, to impress in Champions League. You know what I mean? But, I'll probably be sitting here this time next year saying the exact same fucking shite. But they need to get it right, alright? And also, the fact that in Europe, Champions League qualifiers, I don't want to hear, but he's building this wardrobe and he's bought the fucking Swedish meatballs and he's sticking them on the night. No, I want my players signed and ready for the Champions League qualifiers, because there's obviously some dumb fuck in the Rangers boardroom that doesn't understand how much money, how much importance the Champions League money's got behind it to this club. So I would actually like a bit of fucking effort put into it. You know what I mean? Because if you actually look at us in Europe this season, we've been good. And we lost to the worst team in the Europa League and Champions League qualifiers in Kiev. And here, I'm not saying we would have beat Salzburg, but fucking hell, man. Yeah, we've beat better teams than Salzburg this season, I'd say. So, yep, let's go. Let's go all the way. Nah. Let's go all the way. Big rant there. But, yeah, Ali Mccoist. I don't want Lampard's son. And that is me being honest. I just don't want the guy, you know what I mean? I just don't want him. So, yeah, I'll be back later, folks. Probably another fid before St Johnstone Levy, Scottish Cup draw, and then Scottish Cup review show. All that good stuff. Looking forward to it. Aye, should be a rare laugh. Till then, though, like, comment, subscribe. And, yeah, I'm sure there'll be more fids to do with the Rangers managerial position in no time.